Hello, everyone, and welcome to our channel. I'm Mark,
And I am Rob.
and today we're going to talk about Shaq's recent appearance on Unapologetically Angel Reese and how he talked about and praised Caitlin Clark. So, hey, if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, please do so. Hit the notification bell when you do so you get notified of our next video. So, for some background with Shaq, he has this weird thing about Caitlin Clark. He was one of the first persons to say that she was the best college basketball player he ever seen. And I think he might have said she's the best college basketball, women's basketball player of all time. Maybe he said that he had seen. But either way, that was very complimentary. It was early on, too. It was when I was saying it, and not a lot of people were saying it. And then he signed a contract, which to Angel Reese signed a contract with his company. And so he started saying, "Oh, Angel Reese should be Rookie of the Year" and all this stuff. So he seems to be going back and kicking.
Yeah, he said, "That's my girl. That's my girl." Yeah.
And then he came out and he said, "Well, I kind of had to not compliment Caitlin Clark because I felt I was loyal to Angel Reese." And he said, and at the time he said, "Caitlin does everything right. I never spoke about her before because Angel Reese is my girl. But I can truthfully say Caitlin Clark is for real. I'm watching her play and I'm trying to be upset. But she makes the right pass, makes the right play." So he said that. So he came back to kind of what he said before. And so now he's on her podcast. And by the way, she has this podcast, which is pretty bad. And because
you're funny, pretty bad.
and all she does is just talk about Caitlin Clark. Like 6 times in a row, she's mentioned Caitlin Clark. And 4 of the times she actually talked about her. So Shaq gets on there and says to Angel, "Why do you think people love Caitlin Clark besides her skills?" And Angel says she can shoot threes from logos, which of course is a skill. Because Angel Reese didn't want to say what she needed to say because those are qualities that she doesn't have.
Right.
And then Shaq is just as dumb. He says, "That's my point." He didn't even get the fact that was a skill either. They're both. I don't know which one's dumber. I always thought Shaq thinks he's smarter than he is. Yeah, and TNT, of the 3 analysts, I think he's the weakest analyst. I think he has the least insightful take after Barkley's probably first, even though he's wrong a lot about predictions on X's and O's. He's right a lot.
Yeah.
But Shaq's third on that show.
Yeah,
on TNT.
Yeah, definitely. He's like the comic relief, type person.
He's funny at times, but not as funny as he thinks. And he's not as smart as he thinks. He wasn't as good a player as he thought because he wasn't.
Right, exactly.
He could have been, but he wasn't dedicated. He was out of
lazy.
shape.
Yeah, he was lazy. Just say it, Mark. He was lazy.
Yeah. So, anyways, and I think Angel's lazy too. So the two go together.
Yeah.
But what Angel Reese should have said, which she was afraid to say, "Oh, well, they like her because she just wants to play basketball. She's ultra competitive. She plays hard. She has a good sense of humor. She's likable." She didn't want to say anything because Caitlin Clark, because Angel Reese isn't any of those things other than the fact that she plays hard on the court. She could have said, she plays really hard, stuff like that, because she does that too. So she wouldn't feel insecure about that. But she didn't even think of that because she didn't realize that logo threes is a skill. All right. So neither did Shaq, which makes it even funnier to me that he wasn't even aware that he was asking a question and didn't even understand the answer was wrong either.
Right.
And then Shaq went on to say, "You know why I love Steph Curry? Because I've never seen that before. He's doing stuff that people never seen before. Clark's doing stuff we have never seen before. And I was a hater because, I'm down with you. Like, she's not going to hit that shot. Bam. Like, damn. Like, if I say 10 times you're not going to hit that shot and you hit that shot, that means you the truth." I read it how it was. There were some grammar problems there.
I did.
Okay, that wasn't me.
Are you sure, Mark?
So, anyways, but what he said wasn't even insightful because everyone knows the reason Caitlin Clark drew so much attention was the logo threes and the threes in general. And so this is something that's well known. So he wasn't even saying anything that was new.
No, nothing really insightful, but I mean, why So, but his point of, like you're saying, is as far as being dumb. So you're wishing that this person who you already said is a great player, but on the other hand, you're wishing that she wouldn't make that 3-pointer, because when she does, you're like, oh wow. But you like the way she plays. So I don't understand your theory behind that. I like the way you. It's like you're saying, I like the way you sing, but I don't like your songs.
Rob, I'm not sure he was saying that. I think he was saying he didn't think she could hit these shots on a consistent basis, and she did, and proved him wrong. I think that's what he was saying.
Well,
But
part
I'm
of it
not
was
sure. Yeah, I'm
well,
not sure with Shaq. He's not real clear sometimes. He mumbles and stuff.
yeah, but I mean, the one point where he says, like, when I saw her, I knew she was the real deal and she was good. But then, on the other hand, if you knew she was going to be good, so he was thinking that all those 3-pointers that she's hitting, that's extraordinary. That's wild. No, she's been doing it since you've been watching her. You know she can do that.
She
So why
did
are
it
you
in
so
college.
surprised?
I don't know why that was a
Yeah.
surprise. I get what you're
Yeah.
saying. It's not a surprise.
Yeah, why are you so surprised? And then
She
and
did
then
it
you
since she was a freshman in college.
but then you're rooting against her because you don't want to do that because Reese is your girl. But I'm like, if I was Reese, I'd look at him like, what the hell are you saying?
Well, the last 2 times he made some major comments about Caitlin Clark, they were very complimentary. So he's turned the corner on that.
Yeah,
It's
so I
just,
don't understand his hate,
well,
love-hate thing.
he did it on her podcast. So
Right.
she had to sit there and take all the compliments. Like, she must have been burning up inside because she's so
Oh.
jealous and hates Caitlin Clark, even though she won't admit it. And she's like, yeah, to just sit there. And you could tell she wanted no part of this conversation about complimenting Caitlin Clark.
No.
She goes, well, she shoots threes from logos. She like almost mumbles it. That was her answer. She goes, yeah. And then to prove he's even dumber, he talked about lowering the rim. And we just did a video on this yesterday. And he said, no, just a little bit. Not even 6 inches, 3 inches. He wants to lower the rim 3 inches and thinks that's going to make a difference in terms of dunk. I just explained in the whole video, it would have to be a 1.5 feet for you to see alley-oops and the same kind of exciting dunks that men make. If 3 inches mean maybe a couple more women could dunk it with weight just kind of barely over the basket, which is not exciting. Once the novelty of seeing a woman, dunk in the WNBA game, it's happened before. I understand that, but you see a couple more. Even once that novelty wears off, those dunks will be boring until you see the dunks that you see in the WNBA where you're clearly above the rim and you're really going up there and slamming it down hard. That's not going to be exciting to people. I don't know why Shaq thinks that's going to be exciting. That's
like
dumb.
You, Mark. It would be like you playing your little nephew when they have the little collapsible rims and you turn and you dunk on your little nephew with the basket, with the Nerf thing hanging from the door. That's exactly what it'd be. It's like, oh, okay, I can dunk a Nerf ball from the
and
door.
people find alley-oops just as exciting as dunks, and you couldn't get any alley-oops with 3 inches lower. At the minimum, a foot. I say 1.5 feet to be because the alley-oops are a little bit harder than the dunks. So you have to time it and you have to throw it up in the air. You have to be over the rim. So you have to be like a 1.5 feet for the alley-oop. So that's just stupid. 3 inches is just you're gonna put like all the basketball courts at 9 feet, 9 inches around that they practice on instead of 10 foot. It could completely throw their shot off for no reason that does no good. That's just stupid. I'm just not very bright. I'm sorry.
Plus, not everybody can dunk. Mark, not everybody can dunk. I mean, dunking is not that easy. It's not that easy. As a lot of it has to do with timing. I mean, just because you're 6'5" or 6'6", I played against guys that are 6'5", 6'6", 6'7". They can't dunk the ball. They couldn't dunk it. I could dunk it. I'm 6'2". I dunked it, but I had to work at it.
Bud Webb was 5'7" and could dunk easily.
Yes, but I mean, a lot with dunking it is. I mean, it's not just turning around and dunking it. You gotta. It's just like when I did high jump. If you gotta find your mark, if you don't. Unless you're like Michael Jordan, take off from the free throw line or Dr. J. But I mean, most of the dunks, you have to like really time it like 1, 2, 3 dunk. It's not just like turn around and slam dunk because it's not going to happen. So you have to be really coordinated. And a lot of women who are that size, if they're 6'5", 6'4", they're even like I said, even most guys who are 6'5" or 6'4", they're not that coordinated. They really are, unfortunately, especially the women. They're not that coordinated. They're like, okay, I can run up and no, you're not going to dunk it. Sorry.
And you'll have to excuse me for this one video. I have not picked on people's intelligence in all these videos we've done. Very rarely have I said anything. But Angel Reese also is not very bright. I heard she had like her grade point average was like 1.7, 1.9, and that's why she had trouble at LSU. But I also like she doesn't realize that she's going to play the villain. Well, then she's going to get some hate for it, and then she plays a victim after she is a villain. You can't play victim after you're a villain. It's not logical. It's not there. It's just not bright to think that you're the victim now after you played the villain, because you know what comes with being the villain. So it's just that's why I think she's not very bright. For other,
well,
other
I mean,
reasons,
with the villain, with that comes attention. So she wants the attention, but then she doesn't want that. But then stop playing that type of role.
She only wants attention that tells her that she's the greatest thing on the planet, Rob. That's what she wants.
It's almost like with wrestling. You all of a sudden you're the heel, then you switch over, and then you're the hero. That's what it seems like. She's playing the heel because she likes that attention. But then it's like, well, why are they picking on me? Because you're playing that role.
Right. You're not going to get that, and she doesn't realize it. And that's why her podcast isn't interesting, because she's not very bright. Sorry.
And what words should you
calling a spade a spade is
and Mark, what words should she do? What's your 2 words that she should do?
Work on her game.
No, stop it.
Stop it. Well, stop it.
I'm trying to set you up.
Stop it, Angel. Work on your game. Stop the podcast and work on your game. And that's what Caitlin Clark's doing right now. And that's going to be our next video. So, hey, if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, please do so. Hit the notification bell when you do, so you get notified of our next video. If you like this video, hit the like button. And if you want to listen to our live podcast, it's every Monday except for major holidays, 6 to 8 Eastern time. I promise there's some intelligent dialogue going on during our live show. I promise. We got intelligent listeners. That's what I was saying.
That's some smart listeners, very smart listeners.
And I got a smart co-host in Rob. So we have smart conversations on Monday night. And you can call in for the show if you want and make it even more interesting.
Yeah.
If you want to donate to our channel, you can with super chats and super thanks down below. And there's a link to PayPal. And we'll see you in the next video.
Peace out.